If you have a broke, defeated mind, do not watch this channel because it's just going to make you feel worse about yourself. So let me back up. So last week I posted a video talking about kind of my year in review for me personally. Things that went great, things that went bad, and everything in between. And really, I started the video off by saying, you know what? 2024 was a year where it was hard, all right? It was hard for me. And the fact is, as I've come to realize after reading some of your comments, you feel like your life and your situation, your 2024 was much harder than mine because I have money, and that's fine. But I want to dive into and dig into this a little bit because it's a really weird way of looking at things, people, problems in life. And it's also very telling as to kind of like where you are mentally and where you're going to go, or I should say where you're not going to go. So anyway, I posted this video and I shared with you, hey, I had goals. I wanted to hit $10 million. I didn't. These are the reason why. I showed how much money I actually did in my business. I talked about some good things that happened, like I finished my dream house and the fact that I paid cash for it. And, you know, that was a highlight. But overall, when I think about 2024, it was a hard year for me emotionally. And it was a hard year for me when it comes to my business because a lot of things didn't go well. You know, the upside to last year, like I said, I built my house. I started the White Label Empire. You know, everybody's healthy, which is the most important thing. But let me just clarify things. Even though you may make money, it doesn't mean that everything is going to be roses and BJs and everything is amazing and you don't ever have problems. You know, people that have money are allowed to have problems. People that have money are allowed to not feel good all the time. It doesn't make all your problems go away. Not at all. Now, if you're homeless, if you're broke, if you can't eat, yeah, this is a big problem. But it doesn't mean that you're allowed to have problems and I'm not. All right, so I'm just going to start there. But anyway, there was a comment on the video. There are actually a few comments. And I just want to read this comment, all right, because I think it made me think, I should say. And here it goes. It says, are you seriously going to label that year as fuck? You're going to call it tough because you didn't hit your $10 million mark. You paid cash for a sprawling mansion and you're complaining how exhausted you are. You really think this content is connecting with you guys on a more personal level, in quotes, because that's what I said I want to do. And the reason why I love this channel is because I can connect with you and be open and honest and connect with you on a different level. He goes on to says, I can't relate to you at all. I watched your videos for years because of how relatable the content was, but now I feel completely out of pace watching you. Congratulations on your massive wealth and giant home, etc. I was homeless for 9 months this year. I can barely pay my bills, although I work 2 jobs. I guess I'm not very alpha, which, where did that come from? Where did I ever say that? This is a sad moment for me. I've watched you for years, and now I have to move on and find someone who can help me, who can give me hope, someone I can relate to. So I responded to the comment and basically said, look, I'm not trying to relate to you. This is a business channel. And the reason why I share the things in terms of how much money I make or how much money I did or the fact that I paid cash, it is simply to highlight the fact that I have done what I said I've done and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Whether or not you connect with my story and the fact that I was that guy, I was bankrupt, I was broke, I was literally like, you know, feeling like a huge loser and working 2 jobs, like I was that guy. And the fact is that I figured out how to not be that guy. And the other reason why I share all the numbers and talk about these things, it's not because I'm humble bragging, which somebody else accused me of humble bragging. It's because I don't want you to think that I'm just full of shit or I'm saying this when the truth is I'm over leveraged, I'm not making profit, I'm not doing the things I say I'm doing. Because the reality is that there are a lot of people out there online that are grifters that are saying and proclaiming and showing you one thing online, showing you buying the car. They don't tell you that, oh, it's 100% financed and I can't afford to put gas in it. They show you the amazing place they're living in and the penthouse in Miami, but they don't actually show you the fact that they don't have any money saved up or in a bank account. The reason why I talk about this stuff is because I want you to know my philosophy. I also want you to know kind of like where my mindset is. I am not right for every person, right? And I'm not trying to connect with you being that you're homeless, being that you're like, that's not my goal. My goal is simply to share my insights and the things that I've learned. Because if I can do it, and that's the point, if I can do it because I'm not that smart, I'm not gifted financially, I'm not like anything special. Literally, I'm nothing special. And I was able to do what I've done. And I share that. And that's the reason why I started this channel. It's not to connect with you. You don't want to connect with me. All right? That's the bottom line. You would rather make excuses and wallow in self-pity and the fact that you are homeless. I'm sorry about that. Like, I truly, when I read that, I was like, that fucking sucks. And yes, you had a shit year. You know, did you have a hand in it? Yeah. You've got to look yourself in the mirror. So do I. So do all of us. We've got to look ourselves in the mirror and be honest. And I'm not saying that you didn't have like things that were out of your control happen to you that left you in the position that you are in. But the reality is that we have more control over our destiny and the things that happen to us than I guess a lot of us want to admit. When bad things happen, we would rather chalk it up to bad luck or, you know, whatever, as opposed to the bad choices that we've made. And I am a firm believer that we all, you, me, all of us, are one or two bad decisions from being broke, homeless, or in jail. Like, period. Life's not fair. That's the reality. It's not fair, you know, but there is a degree of ownership that every single one of us needs to take in our decisions, our actions. And if you think that it's bad and you've got it worse than me or whomever, then fine. Like, that's fine. Like, okay, you do in your mind, or maybe you don't. I don't know. And that's the other thing. It's impossible to look at somebody else, regardless of what they have or they don't have, and assume that they're either happy, they're not happy, or they've got it so easy because they can pay your bills. Yeah, here's the deal. If you can't eat, that's a big problem. If you don't have a place to sleep, yeah, that's a big problem. Those two things, though, once you take your basic needs out of the equation, you know, what do you need? How much do you need, and what do you need to earn in order to be where you want to be? Or I should say, where you need to start. And then you build and grow from there. But the fact is, you know, this whole like, you don't connect with me, or I don't connect with people that aren't where I am, which is the point of this, is I'm trying to help people get to where I am or just get better. You know, I'm not saying that you need to make $1 million a year to be happy. Absolutely not. But in my opinion, $10,000 a month is kind of like the baseline. Once I made $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year, that's when my life started to really like look good. And I felt great about myself. And I often have said that when I made $100,000 a year for the first time, that's when life was so sweet. But then what happens? You start spending more. You start wanting to earn more. You start to want to grow. You want to start to do more, achieve more because you've tasted a little bit of success. And the other reality is that the reason why I started the White Label Empire, the business community, was to help people. I'm not just trying to connect to people that don't want to do better. I'm not trying to connect to people that want to pity party themselves and make excuses for themselves. You got to stop lying to yourself, just like I had to stop lying to myself. Life isn't fair, like I said. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. It's all cliche, but it's the fucking truth. And the reason why I started the White Label Empire, it was simply to share my experience. All right, I've had over 20 businesses. Most of them didn't work out. I was bankrupt, I was humiliated, and I turned out to be okay. It wasn't that it was easy, it wasn't that it was fast, but I did the things I needed to do in order to get myself out of the rut, out of the ditch, and get back up and try again. Instead of saying, I don't connect, I don't get it, I'm totally like not into this with you. Instead of that, what I would look at is, okay, what can I learn from this dude? Why is he telling me this stuff? Yeah, he might have more than me now, but why is he sharing this? It's not to brag, regardless of what you think. It's to try to uplift you. My whole channel, Alpha M, helping people. That's it. This channel right here, whole channel, helping people. Just different things. This is a business community. Alpha M is a personal development. Even though personal development does fit into this whole financial thing, it's about money. It's about, look, this is how much I made. This is what I did. This is how I did it. All right? You want to go even deeper, more granular? You want more help? Join the White Label Empire. I'm going to link to it down below. I wanted to help more than I can on this YouTube channel. And so basically, I created this community. I created a curriculum to walk you step by step through how to start a business. All right? How to source products, how to get an idea, how to market it. All right, I'm in there every single week doing a live training. All right, an hour and a half to 2 hours every week on a lesson or a topic that I feel is going to benefit you. I'm sharing everything that I've learned. It's not because I want to humble brag to a bunch of people that I don't know. It's because I want to help people achieve better lives. That's it. Because I know what happened to me when I made $10,000 a month. I felt like a huge fucking loser my entire life until that point. It didn't mean I wasn't happy. It didn't mean I didn't have a good life or a better life than you because I wasn't homeless. All right, I couldn't pay my bills and all that, but apparently there's a hierarchy of shitty years and shitty life, which I also think is bullshit, personally. But I've been there. I've been there. I've been there multiple times. And I've also come out of it. And so my whole idea and premise behind the White Label Empire is just simply to help people realize their potential. Because there's nothing more daunting and depressing than feeling like you've got something amazing inside. You're highly motivated. You just don't know how to break out of it and figure it out. Those are the people that I want to connect with. Those are the people that I do this for. It's not for the people that say, oh, poor me. Fuck that. Good luck with life. I don't have time for that. I don't want to connect with you. Because if I'm connecting with you, that means I'm not doing my job. My job is to motivate. My job is to share. My job is to explain. I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass on this channel or in the White Label Empire. It's the truth. And if you're ever in some of these calls where people are asking me, hey, why don't I do this or whatever, I am brutally honest. Because having people surround you that are like you or blowing smoke up your ass and encouraging bad behavior or a weak mindset, it's not doing you any favors. What is tough love. What is having somebody who's been where you are share with you the things that have worked for them. It doesn't mean it's a 100% going to work for you because honestly, I'm highly motivated. I'm also a really fucking hard worker. And if you're not those two things, chances are you're probably not going to be successful. But if you've got the discipline, if you've got the work ethic, and if you've got the drive and motivation, you can make literally anything happen. We have never lived in a more amazing time than right now. This is the year. Seriously, if you want to start a business, you want to become a millionaire, you want to buy real estate, you want to save dolphins, it doesn't matter. You can do anything. We have never had more access to information, free information. We have never had more access to case studies or mentors that are sharing the things that they have learned over the years that we can take. We can read their book. We can listen to them on YouTube. We can join communities. We have never been in a place like this, in a position like this. It is blue ocean, gentlemen. And just because somebody else has done it doesn't mean that you can't. All right? You've got to start having an abundance mindset. That is the one thing you've got to understand. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't think just because you've got it bad that everybody else who has it better in your mind financially has it great. It's okay to have problems. It's okay to struggle. And having money or access to money doesn't mean that you've got a good life or a better life than somebody that's broke. It's insane. Something else that I saw, another comment on the video, is that I'm not grateful enough. And I'm like, huh? Wait, where did that come from? You see me cry every time I talk about stuff that's emotional, right? That's not being grateful. The reason why I cry is because I'm so fucking grateful that I'm not where I was. Because I still can feel it like it was yesterday. The feeling of self-loathing and worthlessness that I felt. And like I was a big fucking loser for my entire life. I remember it like it was yesterday. One of the things that I'm so fortunate and feel so fortunate about is the fact that I didn't find any type of success until I was in my 30s. I had a life. I had failures. I had bad shit happen to me my entire life up until that. You think it just goes away once you've all of a sudden made a few bucks? No, it stays with you. It resonates, right? You've got to have failures. You've got to overcome them. And when you remember that and when you hold it, you get emotional, right? And that's the thing. And the reason why I continue to work as hard as I do is because I look in the rearview mirror and I'm like, damn, I'm not that far away from that guy. And if I stop, if I do bad, stupid shit, or if I make bad financial decisions, I'm probably going to be back there super quick. And so I try not to. Am I probably going to fuck things up in the future? Yeah. But I'm going to try to mitigate it. I'm going to try to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to try to move forward. And you've got to do the same. There is no guarantee for success. But I can guarantee you this. If you don't try, if you don't want it, you're never going to have it. Nobody's ever going to give it to you. My goal for this channel is to connect with the men and the women that want to do something amazing and special and change their life. If that's you, thank you for being here. If that's not, it was fun while it lasted. But bottom line is this. Stop making excuses, or don't. But don't blame me because you aren't happy.